With the latest news that Susan Rice unmasked members of Donald Trump's transition team through some communications of the NSA, Republicans are ignoring any of the wrongdoing that came from Trump's part, and Democrats, they're completely underwhelmed that somehow Obama's national security advisor participated in a political hit job. So here's what we know. We do know that Susan Rice ordered dozens of names, spreadsheets of unmasked names on calls that contained zero illegal content and represented zero illegal acts. We also know that information from these spreadsheets and from top secret reports leaked to the press, like the actual content of a conversation between Michael Flynn and a Russian ambassador. Rice's requests were not illegal. They were a massive overreach, but not necessarily illegal. But we do know that allowing information to get to the press, that's a felony. So either Rice leaked this information or she was extremely careless with items that pertain to national security. Neither of those things help me sleep any better at night, at all. We also know that so far, there's been no evidence brought forth that Trump or his team actually colluded with the Russians. Adam Schiff said this, and even Chelsea Clinton went on TV admitting as such. But Rice is saying that because of the overwhelming evidence that was quickly pouring in, that she had to unmask these names. We also now know that the Rice information is what Devin Nunes went to the White House to obtain, because Susan Rice's logs could only likely be accessed by someone in the executive branch. Sharing that information with Trump and not the rest of the investigation, that too is a serious problem, so Nunes is not free from blame. But it doesn't erase the ills of Susan Rice. Which, of course, all of this raises one more major question. What did President Obama know about all of this? Who did he share it with? And what exactly did he order done? We know that he publicly announced the investigation. We know that the executive staff rushed to spread information as far as they could before Trump took office. So he had to have known something. You know, it was a lot easier for me to accept that the president was insulated from the actions of an out-of-control spy agency. Gosh, the NSA and the FBI, they had someone leaking info to the press. That was believable. But now knowing that a key advisor to President Obama was personally involved in politically motivated spying, well, that raises a lot more eyebrows. We need answers. Either the president had a shocking lack of oversight over his closest advisors, or he was complicit in this political hit job. Now, I'm not defending Trump's team's actions. If Flynn or someone else did something wrong, let's get to the bottom of it. We've got to hold them accountable. Flynn asking for immunity, that's a really bad sign. Likely Congress has something on Michael Flynn, taxes, or that he lied under oath or something like that, and they're using that to pressure him into revealing something else. We need that information. But in the same way, we must get answers from Susan Rice. We have to have her testify under oath, not simply to the media, about her actions and about what President Obama may or may not have known. If you've been listening to Adam Schiff, the Trump-Russia connection, it has to be true. He's connecting all of these dots and painting a really good story. Well, with the evidence we have now, if you played the Adam Schiff role, you could easily connect the dots to reveal something akin to Watergate from this Susan Rice scandal. Think about that story for just a moment. The Democratic Party loses an election. They can't believe it. They can't get over it. And yes, emails were hacked. So the outgoing president orders an investigation. In that investigation, the National Security Advisor abused her power to collect damaging political information. And then somehow, that information illegally leaked to the press. That's a really serious issue. And that's where this whole thing could go. Now, I know plenty of you have jumped to the conclusion that Trump and Russia have probably done something wrong. I know, there's a lot of smoke. And there certainly has. There's been a ton of smoke. But we really should do the same thing here, because there is a big old cloud of smoke billowing from the Obama White House. Of course, Susan Rice jumped on NBC today to defend her acts. She's saying that she leaked nothing, but that information, it had to come from somewhere. She also claims that she acted in the way she did because massive amounts of evidence were pouring in regarding Russia's role in the election and Trump's transition team's ties to that. Of course, the congressional investigation hasn't found any of that evidence. Then Susan Rice even refused to answer whether or not she'd even testify. MSNBC's Andrea Mitchell, of course, didn't follow up. Look, I don't care how much you hate Trump. I don't care which side you're on or how much you want the Republican Party to burn to the ground. We have got to demand accountability from all of our officials, regardless of their political leanings. Yes, Trump is awful. The GOP-led Congress, they're inept. But that doesn't mean that the Democrats are somehow saints. I personally think that both sides have done some pretty bad stuff and potentially illegal things in the last 12 months, and we, the American people, deserve way better. We deserve the truth. I frankly don't care which party did what. I want them all held accountable. I don't want any of our elected officials and their appointees to be able to skate by after using the spook industry to gain some additional political footing. Susan Rice must testify under oath. We deserve that much. If she or President Obama did nothing illegal, then give us your evidence, testify, and let's move on. Likewise, if the Trump team did nothing wrong, then we've got to get over that too. Until then, we have to hold everyone's feet to the fire.
If you like this video, make sure you like, comment, share, and most importantly, subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already. If you've done all those things, please check out all the videos below. Stay up to date with everything we do here at Ring of Fire.